Imagine you're on an adventure, deep within the heart of a dense, beautiful forest. Suddenly the air grows thick with smoke, and you see flames dancing in the distance. Your heart pounds as you realize you're in the midst of a forest fire, a force as unpredictable as it is destructive. These fires can ignite and spread with a speed that defies belief. A gentle breeze can whip embers into a roaring inferno, turning your scenic retreat into a deadly maze in minutes. It's a sobering reality that in such a scenario, the forest, your sanctuary, transforms into a formidable adversary. But amidst the smoke and chaos, there's one thing that can tip the scales in your favor: knowledge. Understanding the nature of forest fires, their behavior, and how to react can mean the difference between panic and survival. The question isn't if you could find yourself in this situation, but rather, are you prepared to face it? Forest fires are not just random occurrences, they are complex phenomena fueled by various factors. To begin, let's delve into the causes of forest fires. Human activities are the leading cause, accounting for about 90% of all forest fires. These activities range from unattended campfires and discarded cigarettes to arson and even sparks from equipment. The remaining 10% are sparked by natural causes such as lightning strikes or volcanic eruptions. Now let's turn our attention to the role of weather conditions in forest fires. Dry, hot, and windy conditions are a perfect recipe for a forest fire. Dry weather means the vegetation is parched, making it easy fuel for the fire. Hot conditions speed up the combustion process, and the wind, well, it's the fire's personal transportation system, carrying embers and heat, helping the fire spread faster and further. And then there's the topography of the land. Fires tend to move uphill as the flames can preheat the vegetation above them, making it easier to burn. The steeper the slope, the faster the fire climbs. Now, not all forest fires are created equal. There are three main types: ground fires, surface fires, and crown fires. Ground fires burn the organic material in the soil, moving slowly but capable of smoldering unseen for days. Surface fires burn the material on the forest floor like fallen leaves and branches. These are the most common and are usually easy to control. Crown fires, on the other hand, are the most intense and dangerous. They burn the tops of trees, and with the help of the wind, they can spread rapidly. Understanding these elements of forest fires is crucial. It's like piecing together a puzzle. The causes, weather conditions, topography, and fire types all interplay to create the overall picture of a forest fire. And like any puzzle, the more pieces you have, the clearer the picture becomes. Knowing the enemy, in this case, forest fires, is the first step to surviving it. Prevention, they say, is better than cure. And when it comes to forest fires, this statement rings true. Forest fires are not always predictable, but there are steps you can take to be ready should one break out. The first step is to understand fire alerts. These warnings are issued by local weather stations and can give you a heads up on potential fire threats. There are 3 levels of alerts: Fire Weather Watch, Red Flag Warning, and Extreme Red Flag Warning. These alerts indicate the likelihood of a wildfire starting due to weather conditions. Knowing these alerts can give you a head start to prepare or evacuate if necessary. Now let's talk about creating a survival kit. This is a collection of items you may need in the event of a forest fire. It's like packing for a camping trip, but this time, you're camping for survival. Your survival kit should include essentials like water, food, and clothing. But remember, this isn't a picnic. Pack non-perishable food items and at least 1 gallon of water per person per day. Include sturdy shoes and woolen clothing, which are less susceptible to catching fire. In addition to food, water, and clothing, your survival kit should have first aid supplies and prescription medications if needed. A flashlight, extra batteries, and a whistle to signal for help can also come in handy. Don't forget important documents like identification, insurance policies, and bank account records. Keep these items in a waterproof and portable container. Consider packing tools to improve your chances of survival. A multi-tool with a knife, a compass for navigation, and a foil blanket for warmth could be lifesavers. And remember, this isn't a one-size-fits-all list. Tailor your survival kit to meet your specific needs and circumstances. Lastly, have a plan. Know your evacuation routes and have a designated meeting place for your family. It's crucial to practice this plan regularly so that you can execute it efficiently when the time comes. Being proactive can mean the difference between life and death in a forest fire. Now let's dive into the heart of the matter: how to survive when you're caught in a forest fire. The first thing to bear in mind is to stay calm. Panic is a wildfire's best friend and your worst enemy. Your mind is your greatest tool in a crisis. When it's clear, you can make rational decisions, which is crucial in a life-threatening situation such as a forest fire. Next, let's talk about finding a safe zone. If you can, move downhill. Fire climbs uphill at a rapid pace, so your best bet is to go in the opposite direction. Look for a body of water like a river or pond, or even a barren area where the fire has already passed. These zones provide a certain level of protection against the encroaching flames. Now, onto smoke inhalation. It's a silent killer. More people perish from inhaling smoke than from the fire itself. To minimize the risk, stay low to the ground where the air is cooler and clearer. If possible, cover your nose and mouth with a damp cloth to filter out some of the smoke particles. Then, there's the matter of staying hydrated. Fire generates an incredible amount of heat, which can quickly dehydrate your body. Drink water frequently, but be mindful of your supply. If you're running low, ration it out. Don't wait until you're thirsty to drink, but also don't guzzle it all down at once. Balance is key. Another way to keep hydrated is to avoid unnecessary physical exertion. Save your energy. Moving too much can lead to faster dehydration and fatigue, making you more susceptible to the fire's effects. If you find yourself surrounded by fire, don't attempt to outrun it. Instead, find an area clear of vegetation, preferably on soil, and lie flat on your stomach. Cover your body with anything you can to shield yourself from the heat. Always keep an eye out for escape routes. Fire is unpredictable, and the direction can change rapidly. Keep your options open and don't box yourself in. If a path is blocked by fire or smoke, look for an alternate route. Your survival may depend on your ability to adapt to changing circumstances. And finally, never underestimate the power of a forest fire. It's a force of nature that demands respect. Don't risk your life by trying to save possessions or by ignoring evacuation orders. Your safety and survival are always the priority. Remember, your actions can significantly influence your chances of survival. Even in the heart of a forest fire, with the right mindset and strategies, you can beat the odds. Surviving a forest fire is a victory, but it's only the first part of the battle. The aftermath requires equal attention, if not more. Let's delve into the world of first aid and calling for help, shall we? First and foremost, burns. If you or someone you're with has been burnt, here's what you need to do. Rinse the burn under cool, not cold running water for about 10 to 15 minutes. This helps to soothe the burn and prevent further damage. Please avoid ice or freezing water. You don't want to cause frostbite on top of a burn. Once you've cooled the burn, cover it with a clean cloth or bandage. It's crucial to keep the area clean to prevent infection. Now, smoke inhalation is another beast entirely. Symptoms might include coughing, shortness of breath, and even confusion. If you suspect smoke inhalation, get to fresh air immediately. If breathing is difficult, try to stay calm and take slow, deep breaths. Remember, panicking can make it worse. Once you've administered first aid, it's time to signal for help. 3 is the magic number here, folks. 3 fires in a triangle, 3 blasts on a whistle, 3 flashes with a mirror. These are universally recognized distress signals. If you have a phone, call the emergency services right away, but don't completely rely on it. Sometimes, in the aftermath of a forest fire, networks can be unreliable. And finally, don't wander off. Stay put. Rescuers are more likely to find you if you're in one place. If you have to move, leave markers or signs to indicate your direction. Surviving a forest fire is a testament to your resilience, but knowing what to do next is equally essential. Remember, the battle doesn't end when the fire does. It's about making it back home, safe and sound.